What's your name?
Mr. O.
Hello, I'm Juan.
Hi, my name is Jackie.
Jenny, I'll say Kofi.
Hi, my name is Juan Leal.
I'm Khan.
My name's Bella.
What ethnicity are you?
I'm Hispanic.
I'm Black. My parents are originally from Africa, Ghana, so I'm African.
I am a Mexican, born and raised.
What ethnicity are you?
I'm Asian.
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
I am Hispanic.
I am Mexican, American.
Do you feel your race or ethnicity affects the way that others view or treat you?
I think it can. I mean, sometimes they just don't know what language I speak or just stuff like that.
Math, they're always smart, they get good grades, when like in actuality, like it's only like the pressure that forces us to like get those good grades, and if we feel like we don't meet those expectations, we feel like we're like failing at like in society. But it's hard, like it's like on a constant
Things like my
basis.
hair, or like how some days I would come with my natural hair and it'll be like shoulder length, and I'll come back and I'll have braids and it'll be like back length, and they'll be like, oh, how did your hair grow that fast? It's just, you don't really have the people who can who understand and know why my hair grew fast sometimes.
I work at a restaurant, and I've had many customers come up to me and just start speaking Spanish to me, or like just tell me to go back to my own country, and I'm like, well, I was born here.
Yes, I do believe that because of my race, the way that I am viewed by others is quick to judgment.
Any examples that you have?
I think it just happens wherever it is that I go, whether that's the store, just walking around in the park, just the different kind of looks that I receive. I can feel the judgment.
So how often would you notice this?
It's pretty often. I would say maybe once a day throughout my day. It tends to happen.
Yeah, like every time. I've been asked way too many times what position I play in soccer before they ask for my name. I don't even play soccer.
Little comments people make, or like little looks they give you, or like at my job whenever I walk into my job, and most of the time where I work I'm the only Black person, so I always get that little side look, like this is why, like I don't want to say that they wonder why I'm there, but like oh, here they just I get that.
Is there a stereotype of your race or ethnicity that you feel people play into when interacting with you?
I mean, maybe like farming or like landscaping is like a common job. Leasing, like speaking fast or something.
All right. Do you feel that?
Is that since I am Hispanic, that I don't have legal documentation to be in this country. So most of the time, some people tend to act a little bit surprised when I tell them that I did go to college and I have a college degree. Most of them tend to stick to that stereotype of, well, since you're Hispanic, you should be doing like outside work, construction, or doing being in the landscaping business thing.
They think that I'm lazy. They might be right, but that's rude. And I work, so.
But sometimes I fear for my dad's life, because my dad's not an aggressive person. If you met him, he's very chill. But like, they already sometimes he tells me stories of how like police officers already have their guards up, pulling him over.
System. I kind of do, just because like there's been too many videos of like white cops being rude to non-white people, and you don't know what they're gonna do to you if you don't have a phone on their face.
I do not, only because I was born here, but I do know a couple who are undocumented, and with recent events of what happened in Florida, they have been more concerned, but particularly me, I am not that concerned.
Can you form relationships with non-people of color easily?
Oh, definitely. I think I can form relationships with anybody. One of the biggest things that I've always been able to see is just past all those little things that I guess make us different. At the end of the day, we're all different, so why talk about the differences when we have so much more to share that are similar. But yeah, I can get along with anybody from any color, any race, doesn't really matter.
Yes. Where I work, it's a predominantly white area. So like, whenever things happen, people don't automatically come to me and ask me like, oh, like, can you help me with this? They rather instead go to somebody else and ask them like, oh, can you help me with this? Or like, even if I'm like more, how do I put it?
Experience.
Yeah, more experience in that area. Like, if someone needs help getting somebody off the bus, like where I work, sometimes we have trouble getting kids off the bus. Instead of asking me to help get the child off the bus, they'll go and ask somebody else who's like less experienced or like has been there on the job for one day, and they'll overlook me.
Have you ever felt embarrassed of your culture or ethnicity?
In the past, I have. As a young kid, obviously, you know, being probably one of the only Hispanic kids, only doing this and that, maybe certain foods that I brought to school that other kids were kind of looking at me like, well, what are you eating over there? Like, you know, you feel kind of embarrassed because they don't know what it is. But I think they're just being inquisitive. They're kids, as kids are just naturally curious, and they see something different and they kind of want to know. But it's just, I think it's a cool thing for other kids and anybody in general to just kind of make themselves familiar with other people and be cool with everything.
Have you ever felt embarrassed about your culture?
Yes.
Definitely felt embarrassed about that culture aspect. Like, I think it was elementary school when like the Ebola virus came out and people were like, oh, do you have Ebola? Because of course everybody at my elementary school knew I was African. Or like the little things like, oh, does your grandma live in a hut? Like, I've had people ask me that. Or like people ask me like, oh, like, why is your someone came up to me in elementary school. We were watching some video, and it was a video of people in Kenya. But since I'm African, they associate like the whole of Africa, like we're all one people. So like somebody in Kenya was doing something like, oh, did your mom and dad do that? And I'm like, well, my parents aren't from Kenya, first of all.
Well, because our school district is majority white people, as when I was like in elementary school, a lot of students made fun of me for being like not white.
Have you ever wanted to be white?
A little.
That happened more throughout when I was in high school. I felt like I was just outcasted. I felt like I was outcasted and that I didn't belong. But as I grew older, I started to be more accepting of like, this is who I am, this is a part of me, and those feelings.
You know, any color. You know, just to kind of get a different view and just to kind of, I mean, growing up where I did, I was able to grow up around a lot of different nationalities. You know, I grew up around refugees from Africa, refugees from Southeast Asia. You know, I would see what they would do. I would hang out with them. I'd eat their food, go to their birthday parties, and I'd be like, man, like, this is kind of cool. You know, so I'd be like, I wonder what it'd be like to be them. I wonder what it'd be like to be, you know, and obviously I had friends from everywhere, really, you know, even Europe. And again, it was just one of those things where I was like, I kind of wonder what it would be like. But I think everybody wonders that.
Story experience that has stuck with you?
Yeah, actually at Walmart, I was checking out, right? And this one lady, she came up to me, started searching through my bags, and I was the only like Hispanic person there, and I was probably like 8 at night. So it hurt.
Remember?
I remember when COVID first started, a lot of people started to avoid me because I was like Asian. I remember specifically this one girl went up to me in middle school and told me like, oh yeah, you're the reason why COVID's in America. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Story experience.
One time when I was with my grandparents, like it was after my soccer game, but a guy, like, he came over and he was really like pissed that we were like talking in Spanish.
Experience or see racial injustice in our world?
It's unfair. I think one of the biggest things that we have to take into account is everybody's different. Like I said, why the injustice? I think that no matter who you are, if you do a crime, if you do whatever, like, there's going to be punishments for everyone. They should all be equal. But the unfortunate part is I think we're so far into everything now that it's like really hard for people to dial back a little bit. But you know, anytime I do see one, it's why? What do you gain from that? What are you really winning by putting someone down or bringing them down? You know, if anything, as a human race, we should be able to work with each other and help our fellow brother or sister.
I feel like a little stronger because it is a part of me, and they can say what it is that they want to say. It doesn't really affect me.
It just hurts, I guess.
At first, I was kind of like, oh, this is happening to me. But then I like, kind of was like, well, there's a reason why this is happening to me. So I don't get angry anymore. Obviously I'm upset, but like, I'm kind of used to it, which kind of sucks to say. I'm used to like things like, I'm expecting it to happen nowadays. I'm not like, oh my goodness, I never thought that would happen to me. Like, why has this happened to me? I'm like, it's probably gonna happen, so I prepare myself for it before it happens. So I'm used to it.
Do you think it is possible for Americans to become completely racially tolerant in the future? If so, how do you think we could get to that point?
I'm gonna have to say no. I just think there's too many stubborn people that are already stuck in their ways, and to get people to stop being stubborn is an impossible task. A stubborn person will stay stubborn, even if they've had no negative experiences with whatever they may see. They're just going to assume and believe what they've been taught. Again, I think it's a taught behavior and a taught, like, I don't want to say hatred, but kind of a taught, like, negative view of other people sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like in order to do that though, it'd be like just not pointing out race like at all. Like, like no stereotypes. It's gotta be like complete like ignorance of like all the truth.
All right. Thank you so much, Bella.
I don't know, because America, it was built off of many different cultures coming together. And that's the one thing about America that I like. Like, you'll see all different kinds of people here. And the America we live in, not many people are tolerant of the many different cultures that come here. See it every day. Do I think that in the future we can get to that point? I don't. I really don't. I don't, because I feel like people will always have their opinions. And even if they don't voice their opinions, it'll still be there. And it'll still be like little... Maybe they won't voice it. They'll be like, go back to your country, like, you don't belong here.
It'll be like the little things.
It'll be the little things, the little looks, the little comments. I don't know. It'll just be the little microaggressions. So I don't think it will ever go away. And